man who takes people out into the field and has them either live interact with or eyewitness a Sasquatch. This is my live show where I'll be answering questions regarding the topic of Sasquatch, Bigfoot, maybe a little wilderness, maybe a little tracking. We always have lots of fun. I've done dozens and dozens of these live shows, and oh my God, the content and the questions are always amazing and fantastic. Right now, it's uh, it's September. We've had some amazing expeditions and some not so amazing, or not so amazing expedition. We've had some decent success on a few of them, and completely no success on one. Um, we've had sightings this year. It's been absolutely amazing. Hello, Central Michigan Bigfoot. Thank you very much for tuning in today. You have a question? I'd love to answer it. Um, it's really so. I'm in 1 week, out the next week approximately is my schedule, and this is the time. Uh, it's time to get success. It's in the fall. All my videos of Sasquatch were always filmed in September, October. October is the best month. That's when I took out Survivor Man and Jeff Meldrum. Had my greatest successes. So, and everything is set up so brilliantly this year. We're just, I'm really pleased with the people that are coming out. I'm really pleased with the training that's been going on. I'm really pleased with the advances we've made in the new spot that we've positioned ourselves. Everything has just gone so amazingly well. Um, we're all really, really happy with where we're at, and I do have new footage. So uh, I guess footage I filmed a few years ago from California that I still haven't released. I'm putting together just a total California Bigfoot documentary, and then I have three new pieces of footage just over the last couple of years that I got from specifically from my exact research area. So yeah, there's lots going on. Hello, Elizabeth. Uh, Pandees nuts. Why do some Sasquatch? And then it doesn't say anything. Got to finish that question, man. I need the whole question. Why do some? I'll tell you, some Sasquatch are different. Uh, I think I talk about that quite a bit. Dogs are different. People are different. One Sasquatch to the next will be different from the other, even within a specific group of Sasquatch. You'll have individuals with different personalities, of course. I mean, I would think this is just, you got to expect that. There's not one individual. We're studying a species, and individuals are different. One wolf is different from another. One bear is different from another. So, it's pretty simple. Why do some have different lips? Oh, I don't know. I've never seen them have different lips, so I don't know. The Patterson footage that I'm extremely convinced is authentic, and my footage that I know is authentic, they all have the same kind of lips. So if you're talking about other videos that I don't know if they're real or not, I don't know what to tell you. So, did you get the audio I sent you a couple days ago? Oh, Central Michigan Bigfoot. So I don't know where you're sending it to, and Bigfootencounter at gmail.com is kind of uh, backlogged right now. Are you on Facebook? We should find a different way to communicate. I do a lot of talking on Facebook. Yeah, no, I didn't get it, and you know what? This is kind of a bad time of year. I have so many emails. I have so many people trying to talk to me, and all I'm doing is organizing. I'm organizing my expeditions for this year, and that's a tremendous amount of work. We have electric. I've turned into a trailer mechanic, bike mechanic, you know, wildlife expeditioner, expert director, editor, like all the stuff I have to do. It's too many hats. I'm overwhelmed right now. For goodness sake, I cook the food with my family. We cook the food that we feed the expeditioners, which is 5-star stuff. Our food is absolutely amazing and excellent and healthy. So we take spectacular care of the expeditioners, and the expeditioners have really they've become instrumental in my success. They motivate me when I have hard times. They excite me. You know, I do a lot of the same old thing. Even the expeditioners have forced me to do something that's wonderful. It's called research, and I actually started joking about it this year because research. It might sound funny to you, but research is searching and researching and searching in the same place. And what I mean is, we go down a trail, no Sasquatch tree breaks are new, we go back. I search again. So I research the area. Are there new tree breaks? No, there's not. Are there new tree breaks? No, there's not. Are there new structures? No, there's not. Is there new tracks? No, there's not. And you have to go over the area and over. And this is so important because there are structures all over the place. There are tree breaks all over the place. There's tracks all over the place. What's new and what's not? And when did they happen? That's and researching. So on every expedition, now I have a thing that we all do. We go search these particular areas looking for new signs of Sasquatch. And if they've been in that area and they weren't there last week, they're there. So where they are, what time of year they're in a particular spot, putting together this whole database is immensely important to this research. So it's because of expeditioners I actually do, because I never used to. I'm not gonna lie. I go new. I was always about where are we going new, where are we going different. Let's go someplace. And they keep coming to the same spots and making new breaks and leaving new tracks and having new interactions. So I have to be researching and redo things, re-go to the same place over and over, literally weekly. And I find it dull and boring, but I'm a researcher, so I better darn well get used to it. Hello, Sasquatch Adirondacks, my friend. How are you today? Welcome. Very much so. Welcome, sir. Thank you for that welcoming thing. Hello from northern Alberta, up in Fort McMurray, Grand Prairie. I went to Fort McMurray Composite High School for a couple of years up in northern Alberta. I loved it up there. It's the Wood Buffalo area. Man, I love the snowmobiling. I love the wilderness. It was Wolverine from X-Men was up in from northern Alberta, Canada. So I love that country. I love that back country. It was amazing. Hola from Portugal. From Portugal. Isn't that awesome? Thank you for tuning in today. Get well soon. I know I actually do have a bit of a cold. So Wolfgang Browers Photography. Hello, my friend. Wow. You're even like a so that's Darren Browers, star of multiple episodes of Tracking Sasquatch that's currently on Wild TV, and also had a sighting, what, maybe 50 yards from where we sleep in the trailer. So yeah, we're having tremendous. Hell, there's been two sightings within 20 yards of each other, 50 yards, less than 50 yards from where we sleep in the trailer. That's how successful, like the stuff that we're doing this year is amazing. We have evidence of the Sasquatch. So just let me think off the top of my head. So we've had so if the trailer's here, so we've had a sighting here. We've heard them rock knocking here dozens of times. We've seen them bust trees up over here. Had a sighting here, a sighting from Matt there, a sighting from Darren here, and then we had a sighting over here. I lost track. What is that? 6 sightings this year, and then found evidence, tracks of them over there. We heard them rock knock, found the rock. I mean, it's all within, I'd say, within 150 yards of where we sleep in the trailer. There is sightings, tracks, new breaks, new rock knock spots, new trap. It's just, it goes on and on. So I sit here and I want more. We had an expedition where nothing happened, and it was with an incredible man who was just amazing and grounded and just just a wonderful permanent friend in my life, I hope, new colleague. And he came out, his expedition, he was all by himself. One expedition didn't show up for that one. So, oh crap, spilled my drink. Anyway, yeah, so I should get something else to drink. Just let me grab this. So but I always want more. Maybe I'm just overly ambitious. You just want more. You want more and more and more. And even though things are going amazing, I want more. And yeah, so that's where we're at. We had a big expedition planned, but I'm in Australia and police are brutal and violent. Ugh, I'm sorry to hear that. Things are going poorly in Australia. Everything sounds good. I'm glad. Hello, Todd, and hello, everyone. Hello, Amanda. Very, very nice to see you today. Thank you for joining us today, Amanda. I know it's very late where you are. Having a great year, girl, and yeah. It's wonderful to have you back. We've really built, like, there's so many people on here. Andy, Amanda, Sasquatch Adirondacks, Michigan, so many people on here that are, sorry if I'm not, Royal Creations. Wow. We've done so well. We're growing. There's so many rocks out there. I'm so grateful that you guys tune into the show. It's amazing. So look at that, Amanda. People are so. Hello from Florida. Awesome. I was just talking to some expeditioners from Florida today, making some new contacts out there. I think you'd be happy coming into the military property down here, thousands of miles protected for reasons, hides a huge secret. Yeah. Um, there'll be a Discovering Bigfoot Research Center in Florida in the next 2 years. There's so many people. There's so much stuff going on down there. I have so many contacts out there. Only because of COVID, I haven't been down there. And so now people are traveling. Americans are coming out on expedition now. So I've had two so far this year, and three more coming. Just for the record, 80% of my colleagues and my expeditioners are from the United States. So uh, I couldn't do this without the support of Jeff Meldrum's an American, the United States. Yeah, I don't know. The borders don't mean nothing to me. I'm I just live in the north. It's a little colder. I understand that climates are different in the south, and I love it. But I don't feel I don't feel a separation. I feel very close to the Americans. I'm your northern brother, right? So Alabama. Hello, Jeffrey. Love Alabama. The Talladega Forest, man. I was out there. I loved it. So there's Sasquatch in the Talladega Forest. 100% confirmed by Todd Standing. Good evening. All right. We're all having best advice. What do you do if you come upon a Sasquatch? Blah, blah. Where do you start with that? If you don't, first of all, you don't come upon a Sasquatch. A Sasquatch shows himself to you. I am extremely skeptical about anybody who says, I was walking along and snuck up on a Sasquatch. Really? You were walking along and you snuck up on the most elusive, intelligent, exceptionally gifted being that's ever lived in the wilderness. Maybe it can happen, but I highly doubt it. They knew you were there when you drove up. They know what everything that's going on. The squirrels, the birds are going to tell them. The squirrels and the birds tell me that you're around. I am nowhere near at the level of a Sasquatch's ability in the wilderness. He'll watch the deer and the weasels and the muskrats and you know the wind change. I don't know. Like they're so guys. The elk, the wombats. I don't know. You know what I mean? I know there's no there are wombats in Australia. I'm just like they're at such a level. If I was born and raised in the wilderness and survival of the fittest had pertained to my species, and I was the toughest of the tough, and surviving in an ecology that I was born and raised in and taught by my parents how to survive in, you're never going to sneak. Never. If I was just, I'm here, the native incredible trackers are above me, and then you get the Sasquatch. That's how great they are. I can't. If I was just, they're so great, guys. So the first thing I'll tell you, it's long story short or too late, is you're not going to come upon a Sasquatch by fluke. He's purposely showing himself to you, and you got to know that. So is he purposely showing himself to you because he's been watching you for days, weeks, months, years, and he likes you, which is a good possibility? Or is he showing himself to you because he's upset? Those are the things that you're going to have to come upon. And believe me, as long as you're not in a coma, you're going to know if he's upset with you. And you're going to be possibly, if he's assertive with you, if he shows a strong presence and tries to impress you, it's going to scare the hell out of you. But if he wants you to be scared, he's going to make you scared. If he wants to scare you off, he's going to show his hostility, and you're gonna know it. You might get a little confused. I get confused. Sometimes their assertiveness is so scary. It seems like they're trying to scare you off, and they're just trying to impress you by showing you how strong they are and how impressive they are, which they are. Very strong, very impressive. And so the first thing I like to say is if a Sasquatch has shown himself to you, which is going to be 99.99% of the time, he's showing himself to you. Congratulations, there's something special about you. You've done something special. Congratulations. And I would say enjoy the moment, be humble, you know. Uh, and then when the moment is over, when it ends, try to figure out what happened, why it happened, and do you want that to happen again? Maybe you're doing something amazing and you have some ability or something special about you that you can help facilitate this discovery. So, or maybe it just terrified you so much you never want it to happen again. I don't know, but it's such a Pandora's box. So yeah, I'd say enjoy the moment, Remember Grover Krantz, John Green, Renee DeHinden. The list just goes on and on of all these men that lived their whole lives studying Sasquatch and never even saw one. So it's an amazing moment. Enjoy it, relish in it, be grateful for it, and it's gonna be. I don't care who you are. Even with me, I'm overwhelmed when a Sasquatch comes around. It's an amazing moment. I get what's the word I want to use? Maybe not overly emotional, but it's a very spectacular. It's like skydiving out of an airplane, exciting, right? Free falling, skydiving out of an airplane, excited. So it's keep your composure, use your brain, and think. Be calm, show good serenity, no matter what. Anger and aggression is only gonna get you in trouble. You're not gonna overpower them. You're not gonna they just don't just be calm, show some serenity, be peaceful, and try to love and enjoy the moment. That's I think the best advice I could give. So hey Wiz, thank you very much. There's Amanda talking. Wolfgang Brewers, what the heck? You gave me a donation. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Thank you. Remember that the vast majority of that money goes to the video platform, which we must not be naming because they'll get angry at me. But so if you make a donation on my website, I get all of the money. So, but thank you very much, Darren. So, and yeah, uh, Darren is my brother, man. He's like, we are uh, close. And I'm finding that the expeditioners, most of them just become close friends. And that's kind of what I'm building right now is colleagues and friends that are long term. Um, yeah, and so Central Michigan Bigfoot. Hopefully, Amanda sees that you sent audio to Bigfoot Encounters at Gmail. She runs that, so uh, yeah. So let Amanda, so since you're watching, you know, maybe go check out that audio from Central Michigan and forward it to me, and I'll have a look. Do they cook? No. Oh my God, no. And I don't need any research to tell me this. I don't need any evidence to tell me this. They love raw fish. They love raw meat, like they love raw berries, like they love raw food. This is something that I know in my heart deeply, immensely, know it, feel it. If you cooked meat, they would just be like, "What have you done to it?" I've eaten raw deer meat and raw elk meat. It's delicious. I'm actually just me, and I'm civilized. I'm a wilderness expert, but I'm a civilized man. Don't ever mistake that. There's nobody. I don't care how badass you are. You can be the badass. You can be Survivor Man himself. I put Survivor Man naked in the wilderness, and I say, use no technology. He's dead in 4 months, and he's the best of the best. He is the elite, and and he anybody who's that elite, they can't survive. So, you know what I mean? Just get it through your head that we are civilized. And me, as a civilized person, I don't eat cooked salmon anymore. I want it raw and wiggling. I love it. I love sushi, and my appreciation of sushi and raw deer meat and raw elk meat has given. I just know that if you cook salmon, I won't even. Ugh, what have you done to it? And I know the Sasquatch absolutely feel that way. So no cooking, uh, no need for fire in any way, shape, or form. I'm sure there's there's a story that I'll tell you that I talk about with my expeditioners. It's a long being on expedition with me is a long process of learning and teaching and helping you understand things. And there's a process that I go through that explains why Sasquatch stay away from fire completely, why they stay away from technology completely. And while we're out there, I go through this process and I explain it in ways that people can understand. It's a long, long process, but we have 7 days. So believe me, in the first day we get through a lot. So hey, Sasquatch family, Royal Creations. Hey, what kind of a Sasquatch family aren't we? Good old Tyrion. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. You guys have. I've been through some hell times in the last 2 years. Hell, worst times in my life, and I always came back and did this show, uh, and it was some of my best therapy. Just coming on here and being passionate and sharing my passion with all you individuals that are obviously all so passionate about this discovery process and curious about it. And yeah, that's awesome. What does it feel like to have done this research for so long? It feels awesome. I'll answer that question. there's a new person I've been talking to a lot who's obsessed with Sasquatch. She's just totally obsessed with it, and so she's coming on expedition, and she's going to start working with me. There's quite a few people actually, but just her in particular I've been working with the past week. And it's funny because what people consider her obsession is my livelihood. So it's what I do. I do it every day, and it doesn't feel like an obsession anymore. Though it's just my life, and I love it and I enjoy it. So it's what I do. So, but that's what I'm trying to say, Stephen, is that my obsession has turned into my passion, has turned into my livelihood, and I feel like I make the world a better place by teaching the world about the reality of this magnificent species, which by definition brings people back to nature and back to wilderness, which is what the Sasquatch and I are in absolute adoration of and in love with, is the wilderness, the ecology, the species out there. We absolutely love it, and so that's the answer to that. Do you feel like the media public is becoming more receptive? Yeah, I do. I do, because of what people like Jeff Meldrum, John Bitternagle, and even maybe especially uh, the Patterson Gimlin footage, Bob Gimlin. Man, like, are we gonna, like with Bob Gimlin? I remember he came up to me at the Sasquatch Summit when everybody was hating on me. Oh, that Todd Stanley's a fraud. Blah 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 blah. Bob Gimlin came up and looked at my photos. He goes, "I know this." He says, "Can I say something?" He went and he stood on my table that at the Sasquatch Summit, and he says, 20 years ago, I was Todd Standing. They were mocking me. They were calling me a fraud, calling me a liar, and it really damaged and hurt my life. And he looked at me. He said, "Todd, in 20 years, they're going to give you," and he was given an award for lifetime achievement. He said, "They're all going to love you. They're all going to give you awards. They're all going to treat you amazingly. And I just want you all to know that what you're doing to him, others did to me 20 years ago." And however, I told Bob later, I don't feel that kind of hatred, and I'm not going through the same paradigm issues that he went through. So from his generation to my generation, it's tremendously more accepted. The evidence is out there. I feel honestly like if you don't go look at the evidence, go watch Sasquatch Meets Science, go read some books. If you really see the evidence and hear the witnesses, the evidence is tremendously overwhelming, guys. Like the species is real. I almost feel like you're kind of living in the dark ages if you think there's no possibility the species exists. And if you go through the evidence and you still don't think that the species exists, you have my sympathy. You can't see the forest through the trees. You can't see the forest people, which is the Sasquatch, through the trees, because the evidence is overwhelming. And so yes, I do. So without all that being said, I do think the public is more receptive, and it's not just Sasquatch too. It's people like John F. Kennedy and Madonna and Gandhi, all these men and women that have gone through these hard times and done great things. We're all aware of that. It's the Shrek, right? Of, hey, look at Shrek. He's a big ogre and he's stinky and he boogers and we love him. He's the hero. It's Steve Austin, right? The bad guy who's the hero. So there's been so many paradigm shifts with people, and so yeah, public is much better to deal with. Media is, and I also have the ability. I'm better educated, and I have more knowledge of Sasquatch than Bob Gimlin did, or Grover Krantz. Even, no disrespect, John Binnernagel, my hero and mentor. I had more knowledge of them in the field than he does or did. Um, so people, no media does an interview with me and talks to me and doesn't go, "Man, you nailed that." I nail it every time, because this is how it all ends. You could chastise me, you could mock me, you could say whatever you want. Don't take my word for it. Come out with me and I'll show you a Sasquatch. And then I take him out and show him a Sasquatch. Boom, done. Right? See you later. And hey, Sasquatch family, fist bump. Right? That's what I do. You don't think my footage is real? You don't think my videos are real? You think I'm all bullshit? Well, watch Survivor Man. I took out Survivor Man. Look at what Jeff Meldrum has to say, right? What John Bitternagel said. And don't even take their word for it. Don't take my word for it. Come out with me and I will show you a Sasquatch. That's what I do on expeditions. Joe Rogan, right? So, you know, let's do it. Let's get out there. No, I'm not a talker. I like talking theories and stuff, but I'm out in the field. I'm out here talking right now because I've been out in the field all week, and I'll be in the field next week, and then I'll come and do some talking. Then I'm boots on the ground. I'm getting this done, right? So I'm not. I'm going to the backcountry where no one has ever. I took people on an expedition 2 weeks ago, and we're at places no man has ever set foot. And they go, I feel it. Of course, you feel it. No human being has ever been here before. That's the backcountry that we're doing. We're going way, way out there, like middle of nowhere. Welcome to the most remote wilderness in the Canadian beautiful Canada has to offer. And that's what we do. We go kick ass, and it's a wonderful thing, and I love it. So, have you heard any Sasquatch news or stories in Kentucky? Yes. Um, but I didn't get any success in Kentucky. In Kentucky, in the end, I went down there and did an excavation, did some looking, and I just ended up meeting some wonderful people, just amazing, amazing people. A gentleman owns a landscaping company. I haven't been able to keep in contact with them, but so I never saw. I've just heard things about Kentucky and Sasquatch. Never saw anything. Never saw any evidence of them, but met some wonderful local people there. That man, I got to get back, meet those people again. They're just the most wonderful people. So, hello to all the moderators. Yes, my gosh, we have a lot of moderators, don't we? Because we have a lot of amazing people. Um, do you have more encounters during salmon season, considering the abundance of fish? No. Um, no. Well, first of all, I am. My research is almost entirely non-coastal. So the salmon that we have are they're called kootenai salmon. They're real small. They're tiny, and they're not a great source of food at all. So I don't do research in areas where the salmon spawn. I never have. One area that I do go to, the golden ears. I think that the salmon are just the Sasquatches come in at night. They'll gather their salmon, take it up to altitude, and leave it in the permafrost. So, but no, you you would think that might be the case, but the problem would be with that. And James is asking me this question: is the rivers are so long and vast that there's so much food from the salmon, and Sasquatches can go in there at night, get all the food they want, and you could never. How could you monitor the rivers? These rivers that have salmon spawning in them. Even my little salmon, the Kootenai salmon in Kootenai National Park, they're 100 miles long, and they have tributaries that you could never monitor. And they're remote. And then in the Vancouver area, uh, where they go off to tributaries like crazy, it's over by the Fraser River. Like, man, that is it's there's a lot of areas that are extremely ridiculously remote, and good luck monitoring that. So, hello, little Sarseed. Thank you for supporting us so well. Food is awesome. We love the chili. We make chili. One of the So I'm just sorry. That's not. I'm not gonna let that be an inside joke. I'm gonna tell you all that. So I have a chicken stew. We have three meals one of three meals every day. So you switch it up. So you have chicken stew one day, a beef stew the other day, and then we have a chili. So those are the three meals that I mix up. And it's funny because you know what chili does to you? It makes you a little gassy. And more than half the people that we make amazing. Our chili is like from scratch, amazing, perfect, just exactly the way I love chili, and makes it a little gassy. And when you're out there, it's quiet. And actually, on the expedition, I gotta tell you because this is hilarious. On the expedition, that the Sasquatch came up to me, they were making noise, and then they went ooh, 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 to talk to me, and all the expeditioners heard it. They're thinking they call Todd because he coughs. The guys who were having chili, passing a little gas, breaking a little wind. They're like, man, I don't want to do that too much because the Sasquatch might call me, you know. So tell me that's not hilarious. I'm sorry. That is so funny. That's why Darren mentioned the chili. And yeah, it's awesome. So try not to eat too much chili. We switch up to the chili. So Andy is just thank you, Andy. Don't miss any of the live shows. Subscribe to our channel. You can hit the subscribe bell, alerts you to all the live shows. Thank you. Truly, thank you for your support, everybody. I love doing these shows. Don't forget the like button. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Good question from James Taylor. I had it. Yeah, I had that one. I just don't think. Yeah, I just don't think I get nothing personally. And I've heard a couple stories, but it's nothing more than they're picking the berries during berry season. They're hunting the elk. In fact, I would say more hunting elk, hunting deer is the most popular I don't want to call them stories, but people talking about their encounters with them. The elk and the deer are and elk and deer are really important too because they snap the ribs off at the spine, and only a Sasquatch does that. So, and how to identify salmon that have been eaten by a Sasquatch? Can't really, right? So the elk and the deer are far more advantageous for us because when there's a carcass at a body and all the ribs are snapped off on the spine and all the marrow's been sucked out of it, only the Sasquatch do that. So I don't have that with the salmon, not yet. And I'd love to think of something or hear something. I just don't think it's something we can. They just eat the salmon. It's it's not going to be something different that I can see in it. Hi Todd from Yowie country, which is obviously Australia. Have you encountered GPS markers of tree structures you found? Oh no, no, nothing like that. John Bernardo is upset with me for not doing that. But guys, it's the amount of work I have to do is obscene. I write, direct, produce a movie, put it out there, run a YouTube channel, run an expedition company, learn about the wilderness, take people out, guide them. Um, it's too much. I have to. I just did 6 episodes for Wild TV this year. That's 30 minutes times six. You know, so that's a lot of work that I put into those things. So 180 minutes. I mean, that was like making a movie all by myself. I have to film it. I have to recruit people for it. I have to take people out. I have to feed them on the expeditions. Just the expeditions alone is like a full-time job. Never mind making the movies and talking to people and then doing all the media that I do. I don't know. It's so much work, guys. It's insane. I don't have time, but I'm working with people, and I'm hoping other people take up that gauntlet in that we can start doing those GPS markers. I mean, I have a Garmin, and I was doing the GPS markers, and I got 32 waypoints, and I forgot to label which one's which. I don't even know what the hell goes where. So it's really a big job that's very important, and I'm hoping that one of my expeditioners take it up, and I do have a couple people in mind for that. It's just right now building those long-term relationships with people where they're coming back every year. That's what's happened. Uh, I've got nearly 40 people from the United States that want to come on expedition with me, and people returning. I'm talking; these are returning colleagues of mine. I've got over a dozen here in Canada. That's over 50 people. I can only take out 30 maximum in a year. So I've already, I'm just overloaded. But it's a good thing because now I got guys have been coming back for 3-4 years in a row now, been on multiple expeditions with me that are really well trained. They can start taking on these responsibilities. The colleagues that I trust so immensely, they become. I don't know how I can do it, but it's like I have so many of these friends that have become like family members to me. I'm scared because my circle's so big, but I trust these men and women so much. Everything's gone so well. So it's amazing. Hey, Ari, my nice girl. Be quiet, okay? Come see me. Come say hi. This is my pretty. Come here. Come say hi. This is my Roddy who was barking. She's just trying to keep her safe. So she's I bring her up into topic here because this having an animal of some kind, having a pet, is an excellent way to work on your animal communication. I have done animal communication with this wonderful being. Animal communication is absolutely real. You can mind speak with them, and it's been tremendously helpful in my Sasquatch research. She is awful around the Sasquatch. They terrify her, and they torment her, and they enjoy it. So I don't bring her around. But for mind speaking and learning how to communicate and learning how to be empathic, those things are very real and enormously advantageous for this kind of research. So, Missy Hammer, Todd, do you think Bigfoot bury their dead under? Oh no, no, yeah, no. I've never even explored underwater burials. I wouldn't think they would do that. Yeah, I don't think they would do that. No evidence to substantiate that. So, good question from TL Todd. Yeah, country. I think I got that one. Oh man, I just want to go into the bush with reports of police killed, rubber bullets. I'm sorry, having a hard time there. What's it going to take to get Sasquatch recognized? Um, Troy, it's just a matter of me getting my blimp drones in the air. It's a matter of me getting the funding. This, as far as I'm concerned, y'all, and I said y'all, I've spent a lot of time with Southern Americans, and it's cool. Uh, it's done. It's happening. Technology's gonna technology's gonna expose them. It's coming. I'm gonna, eventually I'll get some big deal with Discovery Channel or Netflix or somebody get a big deal with me. Someone's gonna break down. Some kid who's come into money inheritance is gonna call me and say I have $2 million. Can we go get this discovery done? And I'm going to say yes. And that happens to me every couple months. Somebody comes around and says, I want this done. Let's do this. And I go, yes. I just want the discovery done. And that's one of the reasons I cooperate and I'm talking with people is, somebody really wants, if George Lucas called me from Star Wars, I had a connection to him. And it turns out because of Chewbacca, and it turns out, yeah, Chewbacca is just, he's not a Sasquatch fan. He just saw a big hairy dog is what he thinks a Chewbacca is. But just what I'm saying though is if George Lucas called me and said, "Hey, I want to prove Sasquatch is real," and I'll just say yes, yes, yes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Let's come make a movie. Let's do it. Let's get it done. So that's why I do movies and I do TV as well. It's a way to help pay for this funding and get things moving forward. So there's no money for Sasquatch research. I can't go call a phone company and say, "Hey, can I not pay my phone bill? I'm a Sasquatch researcher. I can't go buy groceries and get gas in my vehicle and have my rent paid because I'm a Sasquatch researcher." You need money to do what I do. And one of the ways I generate revenue is through television, through Netflix, through YouTube. So I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher. Don't doubt it. This is all I. There's nothing. Maybe in the film industry they call me a writer, director, producer, but I do it for Sasquatch. So are they? So here's Steve Milano. Are they sensitive to electromagnetic energy, radio waves? Yeah, I would think so. But to what extent, to what level? That's all speculation. But yeah. Hello, Oklahoma. Me and my friend loves your content. This is Cole. Thank you, Cole. Glad you appreciate it. Everybody's talking there. Hey, Todd. This is Be More Bigfoot. Shout out from Santa Cruz, California. Hello, John. Andy, sorry it took so long. It's all good. Hey, Todd, did you have any Bigfoot sightings in your latest expeditions? Yeah, well, I talked about that. So just if you didn't see it, to go to the beginning of the show. What did I was that like 5, 6 things? Where's the video audio in my watch Survivor Man Bigfoot, watch my movie Discovering Bigfoot? Hello, Todd. What do you know about the Anzo Borao Sandman? Absolutely never heard of it. Todd, I heard a guy say that he saw a Sasquatch that was 19 feet tall. Do you think this is possible? Holy, so this is say less. I have a colleague who I trust immensely and I think is amazing. Says that they can be that big. They are that big. I can't tell you how many times this colleague has proven to me that like he's shown me things that I said, oh, that can't be real, and they are real Sasquatch. So here I am, and I'm talking about a colleague of mine, Randy. Randy, 3 times I said that I don't buy that. That's not Sasquatch. That's not Sasquatch. 3 times he's proven to me that yes, that is Sasquatch. So 3 times he's proven me wrong. I've questioned his theories, and all 3 times he's proven me wrong. This is the 4th time, and I don't want to believe it that they can be that big. I can't see how they could be that big, but yet one of the top, if not the best, Sasquatch researcher I have ever met in my life. The guy doesn't even know how talented he is. John Bitternagel spent the last years of his life hooked up with Randy because Randy is just amazing. And I don't think so, but Randy says yes. So take that as you will. One of the best researchers, wilderness experts, most connected human beings I've ever met in my whole life says yes. I say no, he says yes. So that's where we're at with that. Hello, cowboy. That's just Phil talking. Hey, Phil. I don't know if I said shout out to Phil. Thanks for all your help, Phil. You're doing awesome. Thanks for sending me all the stuff you do. You're amazing. You guys that help are so important. So, Joe Beck, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Steve Milano, Todd believes, yeah. So, and that's cool. A lot of like when my mediators give answers, they watch all these shows. They know. They know, man. Miss the beard. I don't know. No beard for now. There's reasons for all this stuff. No beard, no long hair. Do you think they see different light spectrums that we cannot see in? No. No, I wouldn't say that. This is Steve, but they have higher light sensitivity. Their eyes glow just a tinge, not like a mountain lion, but so they're more sensitive to light. They can see in darkness much better than we can. But I wouldn't think for light spectrum. I've had no evidence of that, and I don't suspect they do have anything that we haven't seen already in nature. Have I had any other experiences with cryptid creatures? This is a groggy pirate with little people. Little people, I found their tracks once with John Bitternagel. Found little people tracks. They were not Sasquatch. And then I asked my native teacher about little people, and he told me they're real. I have beyond seeing those tracks that I found just outside of Golden Ears Park, hiking with Randy Brisson and John Bitternagel. I've seen no evidence, but those are tracks. They were real. John was not talking about it. He didn't want it. He wasn't interested in it because it was overwhelming evidence. They were profound, amazing, perfect tracks of little people walking in the hell of middle of nowhere barefoot. It was either there was a couple of I'd say 1.5-year-old children walking around in the bush all by themselves with no parents around. Like I'm talking 5 hours from the nearest road, all alone, or they're little people. So you couldn't fake those tracks. They were organic, absolutely real tracks. As a tracker, I would stake my reputation on those tracks being absolutely authentic. I am 99.9999999% convinced that those were little people tracks. I saw them. And then my native teacher, who was the most incredible wilderness expert I have ever seen in my life, he is a Northern Cree man, told me, yes, they are real. Yes, he's had experiences with them. So no dogmen and aliens aren't cryptid. Aliens are real, but they're not cryptids, I don't think. And it's a whole other genre, but they're real. And I've had seen things and stuff. Hey, Todd. Hey, Kyle. So I'm going to take care of all your stuff, Kyle. We're good. I'm working on all that stuff. So Kyle is coming out to Canada. I'm really excited to have him here. That punk's getting 2 weeks with me, so he's going to have a blast out here. I'd like to think I'm going to grind him and work his ass off, but Kyle's tough. He's from New York. He was born and raised in there. I did 3 episodes for tracking Sasquatch in the Adirondacks with Kyle. He's the one that he guided me out there. He had a sighting there that we just found. I mean, the episodes are great, and we just found all the evidence to substantiate that his sighting was very authentic. And he's coming out to Canada, and he's worked his ass off to do it. And I'm really proud of that kid. So I apologize for calling him a punk. He's awesome, and he's the future. I would like to. It would. You gotta. The Vikings talked about this. One of the worst things you could ever do is fall before your place is taken, and I need to make sure that everything I've learned, everything I have, is passed on to young men and women. And Kyle is one of them. I mean, I teach everything I can. I let it all. I do everything. I put it all out there, wholeheartedly, because I want to share the information, the knowledge that I have. I don't want it to be lost, and I want to cooperate. And there's no harm in what I teach and show. It just makes the world a better place. So Kyle is a next generation. The kid's 22, right? So he's devoted to this, and yeah, and I want more. I want more people, and I'm getting more, and we're growing and expanding, and because I'm very passionate about this discovery. This is what we can do. This is no small deal, guys. This will change the world forever in a really, really, really good way. And God knows we all need it badly right now. There's too much separation. There's too much segregation. Now there's vaxxers and anti-vaxxers, and Black Lives Matter and Children's Lives Matter, and this all stuff matters. But you know, I'm white privileged apparently. You know, like I don't know. I don't want to separate. I was hoping we could just forget about, share, celebrate our differences and share in all our similarities. And I'm scared about the separations on so many levels. In the United States, are you a Republican or are you a Democrat? I hate the Republicans. I hate the Democrats. And that hate's a powerful thing, and it seems to be getting worse. And it really scares me because everything I'm built on, and every great man and woman I've ever met was built on cooperation and mentoring and teaching and learning. And all these negative things are the opposite of that, and they're bad, right? Negative, hate, bad. Love, teaching, positivity out there is good. Yeah, he's coming out in 2 weeks. Kyle's all kicking ass and prepared, and I'm excited to have you. Kyle's pushed me to out of my comfort zone, and I need that. So I need to be pushed Lots of people are doing that, and that's part of the job of these expeditioners is to make me uncomfortable and do things I'm not comfortable doing it because that forces change, and you have to be doing that in this discovery process. Otherwise, you're not going to discover anything. Gretchen says, Walter says, love Bigfoot texting from Richmond. There's been sightings here in Indiana. That's fantastic. If you have something you'd like to tell us about, even if it's a link to something, do send it to bigfootencounter@gmail.com. So I gotta finish up the show here, guys. I gotta get my butt back to work. It's been awesome. Thank you so much. If you would like Sasquatch Wizard, if you'd like to donate to Discovering Bigfoot, Patreon is an excellent way to make a monthly donation. Um, One-time donations are at discoveringbigfoot.org on my website. I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher, and it is entirely thanks to your support. If you guys didn't support and help me watch the shows, I can't do it without your support. I can't. So there is no funding for Sasquatch, but you guys supporting and helping, talking about me, putting out good energy, um, it's fantastic. Look at that, Kevin Goodson. Blue Jays will give you away. Sparrows will give you away. I had a chickadee, a black and white chickadee, give me away one time, and those are just the birds. So yeah, Clint Miller says you're meant to do this. Thank you for your love, Clint. I do. I feel like I belong here, and I do this because it feels very organic. It feels very natural. I tried to quit Bigfoot. I couldn't. I came back, and it's not that I got dragged back in. I got attracted back in, and I have a wonderful life. I'm very very happy with all the success that I generate and with all the wonderful people I get to meet. I feel so blessed. So thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Um, I don't know if there'll be a show next week, say 50-50. And then the weeks after that, there will not be shows because I'll be out in the bush. So, and I do say weeks after that. We're going back to back. We're going to go kick some butt. I'm not supposed to give dates and stuff, but we're kind of talking about it. So I'm doing tons of expeditions, and I will fight. I will bleed. I will bust my ass this year to make this discovery happen. So will Kyle. So will Craig. So will Darren. We are busting our asses, fighting for this. We care. We're passionate, and we are doing everything we can. We're brainstorming. We're asking questions. We're doing crazy things. Darren sneaks out. Darren, that we're talking about, that gave the donation today, sneaks out and puts stuff up there. He doesn't tell me about it. That's awesome. Like an expedition after Darren came out, people are telling me there's an apple and an orange. I go, there's no orange over there. I go over there and put an orange up. Good for you, Darren. You gotta, I don't know. Darren has his own little thing going on, and Darren's really safe, and Darren's well trained, and he's pushing the paradigm. He's doing new things. Oh my God, look at all the donations we got today. Oh my God, thank you so much for that, guys. That's absolutely fantastic. So, but yeah, we're bleeding for it. I can show you the spots, the cuts, the bruises, the pain. Um, and just I see something here. What about the women that have researched? Of course, the greatest primatologists of all time, Gretchen, are my heroes, Diane Fossey and Jane Goodall, and then we even Rudy Gallagher. So I apologize. I just like for when it comes to books and stuff. The four horsemen of Sasquatch. The guys that I can think of off the top of my head. No disrespect, my gosh, the greatest primatologist of all time, and this is a primatology discovery. They are primates, so the greatest of all time are Jane Goodall and Diane Fossey, and now Rudy Gallagher, right? So they're the best that have ever done it. They broke ground. Nobody will ever take that away from them. And I work very hard to keep women involved in this because it's not easy. I really I always have women in participating, and they're immensely important to this discovery. So thank you for bringing that up, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I really enjoyed doing it, and lots of great stuff to come. I'm looking forward to the winter. The winter will be spectacular. I'll start doing YouTube videos regularly again, and lots of stuff going on, guys. So stay excited about this discovery, and thank you so much for your support. I'll talk to you all soon. Take care till then.